Marion and Terry, Eileen and Tim, Derek and Julie, Frank and Tracy are all here to play Larry Grayson's Generation Game.
Shut that door and enjoy the Generation Game. What's in store? The best of relations is our aim. Larry Grayson is here to play, so
shut that door. Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome to the show. We have got lots of games tonight, and they're all, well, mostly for the children, so we hope you're going to have a good time with us. And Saturday wouldn't be Saturday without my Saturday girl, and of course, it's Isla St Clair.
Somebody sent in this because, of course, you were made the chief of a cloa last week, and this is how you would look as the chief of a cloa.
Yeah, well, it actually came from a girl called Peggy James from Bromsgrove, and after seeing the show last week, she made this, and she said that's how I would look. And I was just wondering what Felix must be doing tonight. Probably sitting somewhere... Well, for goodness sake, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Are you?
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Oh, yes.
How about this?
Oh.
I know. Did you have a good time last week with us?
Oh, it was fantastic. The phone has not stopped ringing.
Really?
Yes, Felix, Larry was superb. How did he manage to learn that dance? I said, well, that's his style.
Okay.
Are you coming with us now?
Yes, off you go. Go away. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's a character, isn't he, Felix? He really is wonderful. Anyway, Isla, could we now meet our first contestants who are here to play our Generation Game?
From Yorkshire, mother and son, Marion Wilson and Terry Ellis.
Oh, dear. How about that, then, Marion? What's your name now? What is your name?
Marion Wilson.
Marion Wilson, and you're from...
Leeds.
Leeds?
Yes.
And it said here, Marion, that you have a Peter Rabbit mug, yes. And you say tea doesn't taste right in any other.
No, it doesn't.
Isn't that strange?
Yes,
yes, and it's, of course, have you got a special cup or anything?
No.
Oh, I'm
no.
surprised. It said here that you think you must be a bit of a child at heart because you've also got a Paddington bear that you take everywhere. You went into a shop to buy some Wellingtons,
yes.
And the assistant gave you a very strange look.
Yes, well, you see, I said to her, what's the first size of Charles Wellingtons? And she said, oh, a size 4. So I said, oh, well, they're from a Paddington bear. She says, oh, you're not on your own. A woman comes and buys 10 pair at a time.
Really?
Yes.
But it can't wear them out, can it? Well, what a strange woman. And it says here that your favourite star was Robert Taylor. You liked him?
I did.
Yeah, my sister saw him in Waterloo Bridge.
Oh, it was marvellous.
I know, with Vivian Lee.
I saw it 3 times.
So did I. And she saw him in Waterloo Road. And then she saw him on Waterloo Station, and she thought he was following her. I say, you do look nice in blue.
Thank you.
You can wear blue. Can't you wear blue? She can. Hey, isn't he?
I say it matches my eyes.
Well, it does, it does. You've got blue eyes like me. Well, look. All right, there you are, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Have your card, darling. Now, this is your son, and you are...
Terry.
Terry, you're from...
Ossett, Yorkshire.
Ossett, oh yes. Now, Terry, you're from Ossett in Yorkshire, and I see you are a suspended ceiling fixer. Well, what's that?
So it's false ceilings in office blocks, supermarkets, you know.
Oh, I see, you get up and you...
yeah.
Oh, fancy.
Really fancy ceilings.
You do fancy ceilings? Oh, I've got one that wants doing. But something that puzzles me here, it said you once drove your motorcycle into a puddle.
It was a big one.
Well, I hope it was, because there's nothing exciting about that, is there? I mean, what about that? Just drive your motor into a puddle. I know. There's nothing after it just finishes there. Why was I given this piece of information? And it said you keep an aviary of British birds. What sort of
British, yeah.
What sort of birds do you...
all British and Canaries, you know.
Yes.
I breed them.
Yeah. You breed them?
I've got about 40, you know. I'm very interested in that type of thing.
Yeah, because I'm terrified of birds, you know. I am Marion.
Yes, I know.
Terrified of birds. I daren't go into Danny LaRue's dressing room. If you'd like to go and just sit over there, just sit over there. There you are. Come on, because they're lovely. And Isla, could we meet our next contestants who are going to play our generation game?
From Somerset, mother and son, Eileen and Tim Dufty.
All right, love.
Yes.
Good. You are Eileen
Dufty.
That's right. You're from Yeovil.
Yes.
Yeovil in Somerset. And you have 3 children. One of whom got married last week.
Yes.
Which one was that?
Barry.
Barry. And this is Tim.
Yes.
Hello, Tim. It said you lived out in Africa.
Yes.
How long was that? Was that a long time ago?
Fairly long time ago,
Yes.
yes.
Did you ever see Tarzan?
No.
No. Of course, I suppose he was gone by then. And you had several nasty encounters with the local creepy crawlies.
Yes.
You should live where I do. And it said... You once had a togetherness with a huge fruit spider.
Yes.
How big's a fruit spider?
Well, it's about as big as the palm of your hand.
Really? Oh, I can't stick him. No, I can't. Do you?
No.
No, well, of course you... And it said your bungalow was besieged once by cockroaches.
Yes.
And an African chief once presented you with a turkey called Gobble Gobble. Are you very fond of animals?
Yes.
So am I, yes. Well, you once had is it a gerbil called Fred?
Yes.
Is he dead now?
Yes.
Oh. What a shame. I sent some flowers, but there you are. All right, Tim. You are Tim
Dufty.
Dufty. And you're from Yeovil too, Tim.
Yes, I am.
And you're 19.
Yes.
He's tall like his father, is he?
Yes.
Is his father here?
No.
Oh. They're all left at home this week. They're all around us. And it said that you had a collection of 500 beer mats which you kept under the bed. You kept them under the bed?
Yes.
Well, why is that?
Well, I didn't have time to put them on the walls, you see. I just stick them on the door.
Oh, you should do that because they look good all around the room, beer mats. And it said that you play a guitar and write music.
Yes.
But you've had some... and some of your experiences, you've been disastrous.
Yes.
You know, writing things, yeah. And, because I once went into... I was in a musical once, I played a nun in The Sound of Music. Terrible. I got the sack for not shaving, and it said you would love to meet Stanley Clarke and also Jenny Hanley. Well, we couldn't get Stanley Clarke for you, but we have got Jenny Hanley. Okay, Jenny. Now, there you are. This is Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Would you like to give Tim a kiss? Because
Oh.
there you go. And because we all watch on Blue Peach and things like that. Are you good? No. Magpie. And what are you going to do, Jenny? Anything else lined up?
Not at the moment, no, I'm afraid not. But luckily you saved me from having a boring evening.
Oh, I'm very pleased. Would you give my love to your lovely mother, who I've seen,
will.
I don't know how many times in that lovely film, Jennifer. Of course, Jenny's mother is, of course, Dinah Sheridan. Lovely to see you, Jenny. Bless you. Thank you for coming in. Bye. Jenny Hanley, ladies and gentlemen. Bye. Okay. And so now, Isla, could you tell us about our first game?
I'm quite sure that every single one of us would love to take this beautiful Labrador puppy home. Isn't he lovely? And his name is Raindrop. Now, his mum and dad are called a dog and a bitch. And we have 5 more beautiful, cuddly baby animals for you to look at. And we want you to tell us what the names of what their parents are called. Now, you'll have a mark for each parent that you get right. So, please, can we have a look at our first baby animal?
Put me on without it. No.
And the first one, of course, is a lamb. You write down what the parents are called. And let's see number 2. And it's the most adorable wee kitten. Oh, the wee kitten's mum and dad called?
What, male and female?
That's right. The male and the female. The mum and dad. And number 3 is a kid goat. That's okay. And number 4, a baby rabbit. The mum and dad. And number 5 is a donkey. Baby donkey.
I don't know much about animals myself, but I have someone that's here that knows all about animals and is a great friend of mine and yours, I know. Johnny Morris. Johnny? Very nice to see you again, Johnny. Thank you for coming in. All right, now, Isla, what have you for number 1?
A sheep and a ram.
Right, and we have a sheep and a ram too. But it is...
No, we haven't.
What is it?
We got a ram and a ewe, his mother and father.
A ram and a ewe is his mother and father?
Yeah.
So what have you for number 2, Isla? For its mummy and daddy?
Oh, isn't it a little pet?
A tomcat and a cat.
Well, we've got a she-cat and a tomcat. But it is, Johnny...
A tomcat.
A tomcat.
And a queen.
And a queen.
Look at that little pet.
Well, so it's a queen cat. I never knew that it was a queen cat.
Yeah, aren't they smashing?
Well, is it beautiful? Isn't she lovely?
I think it's
How old is she?
Oh, I don't know, a few weeks.
I said a queen cat and a tom. I never knew that. Now,
no.
What have you got for number 3, Isla?
Well, we've put a goat and a goatess.
A goatess?
Well, we've just got a nanny goat. A nanny and a goat.
Well, it should be Billy and Nanny.
Billy and Nanny. Oh, Marion.
Those are the two.
Terry, Billy and Nanny. Nanny.
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
and that's
Johnny.
the kid, yes.
That's the kid, right?
Yeah.
Now, the rabbit's very well behaved,
Isn't it?
Now, what have you got for that, Tyler?
We have a doe and a buck.
Well, we have a buck and a doe.
Well, same thing.
The same thing, so we're all right on that.
No change on that.
No change under that. And for the last one, number 5, what have you, Isla?
Well, we put an ass and a donkey.
Well, we've just got ass and a horse.
Well, we've got all sorts of things. Now, this is a most beautiful donkey with the loveliest long ears. You could say the father was a stallion and the mother was a mare, but generally, over the country, it's accepted that the mother and father of a little donkey like this is called a jack and a Jenny.
So it's a jackass and a Jenny.
Yeah.
Johnny, thank you for coming in so much. Lovely to see you, as always.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Morris. All right. And Isla, could you tell us now the scores on the doors?
Marion and Terry have 5 points and Eileen and Tim 3 points.
Ah, that's not bad. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't have known.
No,
Not without Johnny, I would not have known, not at all. Isla, could you tell us about our next game?
Everyone has doors, especially Larry Grayson. But I wonder if you know what the inside of a door looks like. All I can say is, open that door and show you. Because this is the innards of a door. What they call the core of a door is here. And we're going to show you how to make the frame and the inside of a door with our 2 experts, Jean Cox and Betty Gray.
Hello. That's very nice. Oh, my goodness. Now, it's very nice to have you with us, Jean and Betty, and this will be very interesting for everybody. So can you show us how you're going to make your door?
Yes.
There you go.
Betty's laying the stiles. These are the lock blocks. Top rails, mullions, bottom rails and core.
And this gets it all together, doesn't it, putting this together?
Yes.
How many doors do you do a day, Betty?
Like 300 plus.
About 300 a day.
This thing would be good.
Are you noticing? You just get it in like that, you see, then you get the gun. That comes to there. Fine. All right. We go down, stand the door up, and there we are. And there is the door. Very nice. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Betty and Jean. So, now, would you do some marking for me? If you go over there. All right, over you go. And we'll go down here now. Round you go. You say this side. Well, you come round this way. Round here. Round there. And I think you're here, aren't you? I think so. Yes, you're here. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds to start making a door now. That's fine. You're all right. All right, Tim. All right, Marion, you're doing very well. All right, Terry. Seconds. You got 30 seconds. Start over there, Terry. You get the thing moving. Put it all together. Right. 15 seconds. You have 15 seconds. Girls, here we go, round here. Now, what about this?
Well, I don't know what to say, quite.
Well, no, actually, you see, I mean, to be truthful, you see, you can't possibly make a door in that short time. But it's the best they can do, and that's what we're judging on, the best they can do. So now, what about all this?
Well, these are the middle rails.
These are middle rails, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not very long, 1 minute, 50 seconds, whatever it is to do.
No, it isn't.
It is not.
Anyway, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for trying. Yeah. Well, I think so. Shall we try and stand it up, shall we? Do we stand it up?
Who's got to do that?
Well, we are. Did you ever see the film San Francisco? I saw it 3 times. Well, just leave that there. Now, you come round here. Now, you go the other side, darling. Now, what about this here? Now, you see...
Very good in your design.
Now, this is not very bad, I shouldn't.
No, it isn't. Right, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Well, we'll just try... do you ever see Michael Redgrave in the film Behind the Door? It's wonderful. Now, come down here. Turn round, Betty. Let them see you at home. They're all looking at you. Anyway, thank you both very much for coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, Jean Cox and Betty Gray. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Woo! Are you all right? I'm not surprised. Isla, could you tell us the scores on the doors?
The names in the frames, Marion and Terry with 12 points, Eileen and Tim, 12 points. A
12 points. 12 each? Well, now then. Well, that means that I have to ask you a question, and it's the one that answers the question, the first one that keeps you in the game. How many years are there in a decade?
10.
You got it? Oh, well, there we are. So, there you go, Marion. I didn't see you go so early, but lovely seeing you. Bye, Marion. Bye, Terry. Bye.
Nice to have you on.
Bye. Over there. Over there. And Annika, we now meet our next contestants who are here to play our generation game.
From Humberside, father and daughter, Derek and Julie Coggan.
Ooh, now then, you are...
Derek Coggan.
Derek, up here, Derek. Derek, you're from Scunthorpe. Your wife said that you only married her because she lived across the street and you were too lazy to look any further. I don't believe it. Eh? And he said, on your wedding day, you realised you'd left the marriage lines at home and you and your bride arrived to see you running out of the church. She thought you'd changed your mind. That must have been a terrible shock. I'd love to do it to Noel Gordon. And it said here, you are concerned about the fact that you are a bit thin. Well, I don't think you're a bit thin. I think you're nicely trimmed. It said here that you did your national service in Egypt but couldn't wait to get home because it was all sand and flies. Yeah, well, because Everard, you see, when he was out in Egypt for a long time. He really was. It was John Hanson's desert song. He got some sand in his war wound and he's never been the same since. And it said you love telling jokes. You never believe it. And it said, how long have you been married, Derek?
Oh, I can't remember.
You can't remember?
Seems a long time.
It seems a long time. Is your wife here tonight? She'll murder you. Well, there you are. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Nice to have you on the show, Derek, from Scunthorpe. I played Scunthorpe years ago. Well, I had to go somewhere. And now you are Julie. You're Julie. I enjoyed being in Scunthorpe. I really did. It was a very nice place. And when you were a little girl, you had an imaginary friend called Susan who went everywhere with you. Right?
Yes.
I thought I felt a brush by me. And she can be very useful whenever you did anything wrong because you could always blame Susan. You used to leave spaces for her on bus seats and your parents would often shut doors. What?
No, I'll leave them open so that Susan could get in.
Really?
Yes.
How strange. Did you ever see that play called Harvey?
No.
It was about a rabbit, just the same. You could see this rabbit all the time. And how old were you when this went on?
Oh, I can't remember. Not very old.
Not very old. I see. And it said also that, it said you're allergic to horses.
Yes.
When you get near them, your face puffs up.
Yeah.
When Isla gets near them, she wants to buy one. And it said, what else? Well, yeah, but that's about you, I think. Very nice. Well, there you are, both of you. Just go and sit over there. All right? Derek, I've just looked. You are thin. Now, could we now meet our next contestants who are here to play our generation game?
From Nottinghamshire, father and daughter Frank and Tracy Smith.
Hello. Good evening. How are you? Oh, that's nice. Good evening. I like that. Gives a bit of class to the show, I always think. Good evening. Don't you think so? Gives a bit of class. Good evening. Now, you are...
Frank Smith.
Frank Smith. Where are you from, Frank?
East Bridgeford,
Bridgeford, Nottinghamshire. Now, Frank, it said that you work in a printing firm in Nottingham.
That's right.
And you got married to Marina. Mm-hmm. And you have two daughters, Tracy and Annette. And, of course, this one's Tracy.
That's right.
What's that? What's that? A question mark. Oh, it's different. And it said your big hero is Jeff Boycott. What a lovely orchestra he's got. I've got a lot of his records, and it said you have a Yorkshire Terrier whom you wanted to call Boycott in his honour, but you put it to the family vote, and it wasn't called that after all, was it?
No, I call him Snoopy now.
You call him Snoopy? Yes, because I've got a dog called Arthur, and I was going to call him George Formby, because when I first saw him, he was leaning on a lamppost. And such a cricketing fan that we've got an extra gift for you tonight, Frank. We've got a cricket bat for you. We thought you might like it.
This might come in handy.
Is that nice?
The night's out.
Thank you very much indeed.
I wish you'd never said that out. Now, is that lovely? So, now, how do you hold these things? You know, I mean, there's a way... Watch my legs, because they're insured for 5,000.
Usually hold it like this.
Like that?
Play forward, and I usually miss. And it usually hits the wickets.
Yes, let me just hold this card. Let me just have a look. Because I might... Now, how am I doing? Because you see, it's my back. See, I can't do it, you see, since the war. Now, wait a minute. Now, if I did that like that...
I think you'd achieve the same result as myself.
You do?
Yeah.
Hey-ho. How are you? Well, very nice, of course, Rachel Hale-Flint, who knows all about cricket. Say hello to Frank.
Hello,
Now,
Frank.
how about that? Isn't that...
Yeah, very nice.
And of course, it's his daughter, Tracy. Rachel.
hello.
I mean, this is marvellous, you know, about cricket, because I've seen you on television, and you've written a book too, have you not?
Yes, it's called Win, Lose and No Draws.
Was it? Yes. How very common, yet she looks so nice. And, well, anyway, it's lovely for you to come in, Rachel, and I'm sure it's been a big thrill for you, Frank, being so fond of cricket, and you'll see her afterwards, and she'll probably sign an autograph or a picture or something.
Oh, I've just got... Just a minute.
What you got?
Don't look now, you're being followed. There's a little bat in case you want to stir your tea.
Oh, how very nice. Well, that's... Oh, how very nice of you. Rachel, that's lovely.
Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel Hale-Flint, thank you for coming in, guys. Thank you very much. Very nice. Well, how lovely. Now, you are Tracy from East Bridgeford, of course, and you got your name, Tracy, from the parts that Grace Kelly played in High Society. I remember it very well. I remember Katharine Hepburn doing it. It was called The Philadelphia Story. And you were Miss National Association of Youth Clubs at the age of 14. Well, I was Mr. Universe at 14. Whilst I tried to pick the cup up. And you were once part of a tug-of-war team pulling against the rest of the village.
That's right, yes. It was a mixed team.
A mixed team?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you doing tug-of-war, Tracy. You look much too feminine for that. And when you were very small, you had a frightening experience by being stranded on top of a bunk bed, and you were much too frightened to get down. I hate bunk beds, because when I don't like... You know, honestly, when I go home, I always look under the bed to see if anybody's there. No one ever is. Hey-ho. Well, there you are, darling, and we've got some very nice people on the show this week, and so, Isla, could you tell us about our next game?
What do you think of the show so far? Great! Thought you might say that. Now, the second question is, whose catchphrase was that? Who was it associated with? No, wrong. It was associated with Eric Morecambe, and still is, of course. Now, over here on the boards, we have 6 well-known catchphrases. And here, on the sideboards, we have 12 photographs of famous personalities. And, of course, we want you to match the right photograph, the right personality, with their own catchphrase. Put it right here next to the catchphrase. You've got 30 seconds to do all that, starting from now.
There you go.
That's it.
All right, Isla. Who have you for number 1?
Hello, good evening, and welcome, David Frost.
We have Max Bygraves, but of course it is David Frost. Number 2, Isla.
I didn't get where I am today. Leonard Rossiter, we've put.
Leonard Rossiter. Well, we've got John Barron, alias CJ from Reggie Perrin, and it is, that's right. The number 3, Isla.
Hilda Baker, you know.
Hilda Baker, you know. We've got Beryl Reid, but of course it is Hilda Baker. The number 4.
Wakey, Billy Cotton, I mean.
Billy Cotton, yes, and we have Wakey too. Billy Cotton, it is, of course, Billy Cotton from the Billy Cotton Band Show and many other things. Number 5.
I've started, so I'll finish. Believe it or not, we've got Max Bygraves.
Well, we've got David Frost, but of course it's Magnus Magnusson from Mastermind. So no points each way. And last but not least,
who have you? Baby? Kojak, Telly Savalas.
Telly Savalas, and we too have Telly Savalas, and it is Telly Savalas. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to say that we have with us tonight Mr. Telly Savalas. Of course, I know that you've got one for me, haven't you?
He couldn't come. Who loves you, baby? Baby, sure.
He gets it everywhere. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, that was lovely Johnny Vivian. And Isla, tell us the scores on the doors, please.
The praise Derek and Julie with 6 points, and Frank and Tracy with 8 points.
Very good. Oh dear. So, Isla, could you? I didn't know anything about that. Could you now tell us about our next game, Isla?
The sooner I get on with this introduction, the sooner I can eat all of this. Now, these are noodles, and we're going to show you how to make them. And here to show you how to do it, Tony Chow and Cheng Ling.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm fine. Tony, you're going to do the marking for this.
Yes, I am.
But Cheng Ling is going to do
the noodle tossing.
The noodle tossing, yes, because I must tell you, Cheng Ling doesn't speak only very little English. And Tony is like his
interpreter.
Interpreter, that's right, interpreter. So, welcome to the show. Tell him.
Oh.
Very good, very good. Has he been over here very long?
Well, yes, roughly 32 years.
No, he can't. No. Oh, he can't be that old. I thought he was just a boy.
No, no.
Tell him what I said. Tell him what I said. Tell him.
佢話你真係好似個細路仔咁啊！
多謝多謝。我今年有2個細路仔啦，2 boys。
I think he's cute. What's he just say to me?
Well, he said he has got 2 children.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
He's killed it. All right. Now, what's he going to do now?
Well, he's going to transfer this dough into a lot of noodles.
A lot of noodles. Yes. All right, then off you go then. Away you go. Tell him. Tell him.
而家開始。
好，開始。
好。
I see. Pretty tune.
Now he is going to extract the noodle, and make sure that you get plenty of flour.
Plenty of flour?
Yes, with the noodles.
With the noodles. And what's it made of, Tony?
It is just plain flour mixed with water and some soda water.
Soda water?
Yes. The reason for that is to make the noodles stick together. Otherwise, the noodles will be broken.
Yeah. It looks like material, doesn't it, really?
Yes.
And he does this all the time?
Yes.
He's in a restaurant, I suppose?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I never knew noodles came up like this.
Well, it's quite amazing.
Yes, it is. You certainly live and learn.
Right.
But that's it. All right. All right, Cheng Ling, thank you very much for coming in. Tell him.
Yeah,
very good. Thank you for coming in, because they've all enjoyed, people at home, everyone's all enjoyed it very much. Tell him. Yes. All right. All right then. Yes. There you are. And of course, don't know. And of course, Tony, you're going to do the marking for us. All right, Tony, over there you go. All right. Now, all get to your positions. Put the pinafores on. Put the pinafores on as quickly as you can. And you have 1 minute starting now. Seconds. 30 seconds you have. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Hurry. There you are. All right, Tony, now, how about this, then? Oh, dear.
Well, it's a bit thick.
It's thick? It has to be thinner?
Yes, you're right.
Yes, yeah, well, so how many marks to that, Tony?
3 out of 6.
3 out of 6, all right. OK, sweetheart, there you are, this side. Now, what about this?
Well, she has done very well at the beginning.
Yes, but she faded out.
Yes.
Yes, I'm afraid you faded out, dear. You faded out, dear. Sorry about that. How many marks then, Tony?
2 out of 6. 2
out of 6?
Yes.
All right. Over here, sweetheart. Right here. Now, what about this? Oh, dear, it's very heavy, this.
This one, well, 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6, is that better, is it? Oh, fancy. 3 out of 6, all right, then. Well, look at this, love. Come over here, Frank. Frank, here. Frank, sorry. Over here, that's all right. You're not on a cricket pitch. Now, now, what about this?
Well, yes, got some tangle here.
Like some nice curtains, I think, don't you? Great. How many?
Well, this one, I say, well, 2 out of 6.
2 out of 6, all right, then, Tony. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
thank you very much.
For Tony Chow. Tony, thank you very much. Right, OK. Take it quickly, in front. And Isla, tell us now the scores on the doors.
Derek and Julie have 11 points and Frank and Tracy 13.
And so, Derek and Julie, you have to go. Have you enjoyed being with us?
But do take away your doors, and of course they're engraved for you. You know that.
All right, off you go. Best we all people back in Skunkport.
Thank you very much for coming on.
OK, Frank, bye. Goodbye. There we go. And Isla, would you tell us now about our final game?
We're very often asked where we find all our games. The answer to that is that we have a team of researchers who go all over the country looking for them. And in fact, they stumbled over our next guests when they were performing in the street. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Omphalos Street Theatre Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little tale of agricultural strife. East of Edenbridge lies a vale where the apples grow, and there hangs a tale of a couple of maidens both prim and fair,
Hee-hee! Ho-ho!
who beguile the folk and steal their wares.
Number 1, number 1, number 2, number 2, and number 3. Number 3.
5 local farmers gathered one May to make a plan to save the day. They chatted.
How's a bitchy farmer Joe?
And squabbled.
Not too well, my crops won't grow.
And pondered hard. And finally they nodded and all said,
"Oh!"
So one dark night the 5 set out, armed with pitchforks and lanterns bright. They trod on tiptoe, quiet as mice, to where the maidens have their house. But woe and alas!
Woe and alas!
Their plans misfired, for the maidens were witches.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, fireball, cauldron bubble, eye of newt, and wing of bat, and whiskers round a pussycat. Meow.
As devils inspired. And on the farmers they cast a spell,
Bubbly, bubbly, pop,
which made them dizzy until they fell. Oh, the farmers they turned into farmyard beasts, and grunted, and gobbled, and hooted like geese. Crawling around upon all fours, they neighed and whinnied like a big Shire horse. Oh, the witches they crackled and cackled with glee, but upon them too fell misery. For the farmers, now in guise of sheep, bleated and trampled them under their feet. So, the witches were done for at the stroke of 12.
Bong, 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 bong.
And the 5 fearless farmers turned back to themselves. And east of Edenbridge, their work is done, and the fruits of old England grow ripe in the sun.
The end. Meh.
Very good. Hello, Edward.
Hello, Larry.
Well, that's so marvellous. Of course, you produce these
That's right.
playlists, and they have more than this. They have several, I believe.
Yes, they do. They have a whole season, a whole repertoire that we perform.
Well, now, we are going to have our contestants to come in and do this with the boys and girls. And we'd like you to do some marking for us, Edward. OK, over there. You just go over there and we'll do... We'll see who's going to go first or second.
Time to draw the door and see who'll go first and second. Well, you'd like to go
You'll
first.
go first, so that means you're second. So we'll just have a look now and see who's behind the door. And as usual, I don't know, so here we go. Hello, sailor.
You just won me a fiver.
Why is that, Peter?
Yes, I bet with the crew that the first thing you'd say is hello, sailor. So you owe me a fiver.
What else could I say? Peter, this is perfectly true, but I've never met Peter Gilmore before, have I, Peter? Never.
No.
And I'm delighted to, because it's a great series. And everybody, you all enjoy the O'Needon line, I know, because the viewing figures and everything, it's marvellous. And you look super. Yeah. And Peter Gilmore, thank you very much. Ladies and Peter Gilmore, thank you very much. All right. Here you go.
Would you like to come
Here we go
inside
now.
the room?
And we'll, this is going to be good, I think.
No, well, that's fine if you'd like to come that way, yes. Would you put the earphones on when you get in there?
And now the Omphalos Street Theatre Company with two of our own contestants.
So, east of Edenbridge lies a vale where the apples grow, and there hangs a tale of a couple of maidens, both prim and fair,
Ho-ho!
who beguile the folk and steal their wares.
Number 1, number 2,
Number 2.
and number 3. Number 3?
5 local farmers gathered one May to make a plan to save the day. They chatted.
How's about you, Farmer Joe?
And squabbled.
Not too well, my crops won't grow.
And pondered hard. And finally they nodded and all said, "Ooh-ah!" So one dark night the 5 set out, armed with pitchforks and lanterns bright. They trod on tiptoe, quiet as mice, to where the maidens had their house. But woe and alas!
Woe and alas! Woe and alas!
Their plans misfired, for the maidens were witches.
Bubble, bubble!
Toil and trouble.
Fire burn!
Order and babble.
Eye of newt, wing of bat, and whiskers from a pussycat.
As devils inspired, and on the farmers they cast a spell,
Bubbly, bubbly.
which made them all dizzy until they fell. Oh, the farmers, they turned into farmyard beasts, and grunted, and gobbled,
Gobble, gobble.
and hooted, hoot, hoot, like geese. Crawling around upon all fours, they neighed and whinnied like a big Shire horse. Oh, the witches, they crackled and cackled with glee. But upon them too fell misery, for the farmers, now in guise of sheep, bleated and trampled them under their feet. So, the witches were done for at the stroke of 12.
Bong, 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 bong.
Cuckoo! And the 5 fearless farmers turned back to themselves. And east of Edenbridge, their work is done, while the fruits of old England grow ripe in the sun.
The end.
All right. OK, darling, over here. And now, the Omphalos Theatre Street Company with our other 2 contestants.
So, East of Edenbridge lies a vale where the apples grow, and there hangs a tale of a couple of maidens, both prim and fair.
Hee hee! Ho ho! Ho ho!
Who beguile the folk and steal their wares.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3.
5 local farmers gathered one day to make a plan to save the day. They chatted.
How's about ye, farmers, yo?
And squabbled.
Not to where my crops will grow.
And pondered hard. And finally they nodded and all said, "Ooh-ah!" So one dark night the 5 set out, armed with pitchforks and lanterns bright.
Ooh.
They trod on tiptoe, quiet as mice, to where the maidens had their house. Ooh. But woe and alas!
Woe and alas!
Their plans misfired, for the maidens were witches.
Bubble, bubble!
Toil and trouble.
Fire burn!
Cauldron bubble.
Eye of newt!
Wing of bat.
And whiskers from a pussycat.
No.
As devils inspired. And on the farmers they cast a spell.
Bubbly!
Bubbly.
Which made them dizzy until they fell. Oh, the farmers they turned into farmyard beasts. And grunted. And gobbled.
Gobble, gobble.
And hooted. Like geese. Crawling around upon all fours, they neighed and whinnied like a big Shire horse. Oh, the witches they crackled and cackled with glee. But upon them too fell misery. For the farmers, now in guise of sheep, bleated and trampled them under their feet. So, the witches were done for at the stroke of 12.
Bong, 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 bong.
Bong. And the 5 fearless farmers turned back to themselves. And east of Edenbridge, their work is done, while the fruits of old England grow ripe in the sun.
The end.
All right, Edward. Now, Edward, what about that?
Well, I think for Eileen and Tim, 16 out of 20.
16 out of 20.
Very good effort indeed. Takes us years.
I loved Andy Pandy. And what about our friends here?
And for Frank and Tracy, well, Frank gave a particularly smashing audition, so I think 17 out of 20.
Anyway, Edward Wiley, thank you so much for coming in. And try and come back sometimes with another one of these, because
we'd love to, Larry.
They're excellent.
And we'll put you in it the next time.
Oh, I'd love that. I would love that. Would you like to take that away
Thank
from
you.
me? Ladies and gentlemen, Edward Wiley, thank you so much. Well, as we've got a theatre company with us, Isla and I thought we'd like to do something with them ourselves, so that's what we're going to do.
Are we
all right?
song?
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right, Ronnie.
How many games have we played for fun on our weekly generation game?
We'll tell you now of some that we've done, for we seldom have 2 games the same.
Origami, potter's wheel.
Mime the Singer's Highland Reel.
Plaster up a poster or act in a play.
If you draw the bigger doors, you'll be first up on the floor.
In a weekly generation game.
On for loss. Now you've had on for loss.
There are goodies and they're yours, just behind the sliding doors.
In our weekly generation game,
You remember and you keep,
but you only get a peep on our weekly generation game. And thank you, Edward Wiley and the Omphalos Street Theatre Company for being with us. I think you're all super and I love you all very much. And Isla, could you now tell us the scores on the doors?
Eileen and Tim have 16 points and Frank and Tracy have 17 points.
And Isla and Tim, we're very sorry to lose you, but I'm sure you're going to take something home very nice. And what have they got to take home with Isla? An
electric sewing machine, a stereo cassette centre, and the Generation Game door.
And very nice too. OK, guys. Bye. Bye, Tim. Bye. All right? There you go. Here we are. Congratulations on getting this far, the two of you. Frank and Tracy. Now, I'm going to answer... I'm going to give you 3 questions. And the first question, what do we call a baby goose?
Gosling.
Right. Number 2, which comedian do you associate with Naughty Ash?
Ken Dodd.
You got it. It's you. And... so, Isla, what have we for Frank to take home with him?
A carriage clock and the Generation Game door.
Fine. OK, Frank. Nice to see you. Lovely. And, Tracy, it's time for us to... for me to take you to the room with the loot. Here we go. Open the doors. All right, Tracy, now, all the things that go by here, remember, it's only things that you can remember when you get back to that chair that you can take home with you. And let's see what we've got on the conveyor belt, and it starts now.
And on Tracy's conveyor belt tonight, portable television, cuddly puppy, an electric meat slicer, a selection of aperitifs, an automatic tea maker, a ship's decanter and silver tray, an electric drill and bench stand, a box of chocolates, a slow cooker, 2 casseroles, a cassette recorder, a copper fondue set, an electric iron, a selection of cuddly dictionaries, an infratonic lamp, a tea set, a pocket camera, an electric frying pan, a selection of flour accessories.
All right, Tracy. Here we are. All right, Tracy. Now, try and remember as many things as you can. You have 45 seconds to do it in, and that 45 seconds, it starts now.
Television, an iron, a cassette recorder, wine, books, slow cooker, casserole dishes, teas made,
Fondue set.
a drill, fondue, cuddly toy,
Cassette recorder.
yeah. Decanters,
Decanter.
chocolates,
Chocolates.
a frying pan, aperitifs, slicer,
Camera.
a camera, a fondue set,
Silver tray.
a silver tray, a lamp, a
Yes.
health lamp,
Yes, the drinks, the
a
champagne.
tea set, books.
Now, what a lot she's got. You have got a lot. All right, my darling. All right, my love. Good night. See you next week at the same time. Bye. Love you. Bye.